My name is Emily Sumner with Sumner Immigration Law, and today I'd like to talk about USCIS EAD processing delays. EAD stands for Employment Authorization Document. Unfortunately, USCIS is taking an extraordinarily long time to process EADs right now, sometimes longer than 10 to 12 months, and that's causing a lot of hardship for our clients, our corporate clients, our individual clients who are relying on these EADs to be able to continue to work, and of course for individuals across the United States. So what can you do about this if your EAD is seemingly stuck with USCIS and taking a long time to be processed? The first thing to know is it is possible if you are a healthcare worker. USCIS has recently put out guidance that allows certain healthcare workers, and that is a rather large definition, broad definition, but it allows certain healthcare workers to submit an expedite request to USCIS. It's not guaranteed that it will be approved, and you do have to have an EAD renewal that is pending. So it does not apply to first-time applicants, and the EAD has to either be expired or has to have been going to expire within 30 days. But if you're a healthcare worker, that's something to look into. The next thing to look into is if you qualify for the 180-day automatic EAD extension. Not all EAD classifications fall into this automatic extension, but a lot do. We have a lot of clients who have been able to take advantage of that 180-day extension, but still their EAD is pending and they're not able to work. So that may or may not be a solution for you, but do look into it if you have not already. The next thing that you can do is see if you can place what's called a service request with USCIS. You can place a service request online with USCIS or by calling USCIS. I call it kind of a friendly follow-up to USCIS to say, hey, this is outside of processing time. We'd like a status update on it. The status request, or sorry, the service request, you may or may not be able to place it, even if the USCIS website says that your case is outside of processing times. Sometimes we're still not able to place a service request. In addition, if you do place a service request, you may or may not hear back from USCIS, and they may or may not approve it before you need the EAD approved, unfortunately. Another thing that you could do is try to place an expedite request. You can do that through the USCIS website using Emma, their chatbot, or you can call USCIS to initiate an expedite request. It does have to fall under one of their classifications, one of their reasons for the expedite request. Financial loss, severe financial loss or hardship is one of the reasons. But you have to have clear documentation available. They may or may not ask for documentation. I will say so many people are trying expedite requests now that we're seeing that they are not as successful as they were some time ago, even a year ago. So be prepared with the documentation, but also be prepared that it may or may not actually work. Another thing that you can do is try congressional assistance. If you contact your senator's office or your House of Representatives office, they will have individuals that have a liaison, a relationship with federal agencies, including USCIS. They may be able to assist. Again, a lot of people are trying this, so they may request documentation, and it's helpful anyway for them to have documentation to know exactly what your situation is and why you need this. A lot of times it's not enough to just say, oh, I've been waiting 10 months, my 180-day expiration is going to end, I'm going to lose my job. It's unfortunate, but a lot of times that's just not enough now. Another thing that you can try is the USCIS Ombudsman's Office. That is an independent organization. They are not there to advocate for you. They're not there to protect or advocate for USCIS, but simply to try to resolve issues. If you contact them, you do need to show that you have attempted to make service requests, and to follow up on the case. My understanding is they will not accept an expedite request if you have previously made an expedite request with USCIS and it has been denied. So that's something to keep in mind. The last option that we have available is filing a mandamus, which is a lawsuit in federal court saying, basically suing USCIS to have them to approve the EAD. That's something that, of course, takes time and money and may or may not be available to everyone as a possibility. And it may not be something that you're interested in doing, but it is a possibility. Even with those, a lot of people, more people are doing that than previously. So we're seeing success there. I personally don't handle those. We refer them out at this time. But we are seeing some success there, although we're also hearing that USCIS is pushing back on those and requiring additional documentation, requiring us to take additional steps to actually have the EAD approved. What's going to happen in the future will always be like this. I'm hopeful that it will not always be like this. And I say that for a couple of reasons. First, there is litigation that has been filed about the EAD delays. We saw recently a settlement with USCIS that affected or benefited L2 EAD holders that allows them to work without having to apply for an EAD. We hope that ongoing litigation will also have favorable results. In addition, premium processing has been authorized for certain categories, including certain types of EADs. That has not been implemented yet. Okay, so don't think right now that you can apply for premium processing for your work permit. However, when that's implemented, it may help with the EADs depending on what they actually implement. But if nothing else, in theory, USCIS would have more money, more funding, and therefore be able to work cases faster. So we are hopeful that this will resolve in the future, but for right now, this is the situation that we're in. So if you are in a situation where you have applied for an EAD already, take a look at these options, see if any of them would work for you. If you are going to apply for an EAD, remember that you absolutely need to apply for the EAD as soon as you can. Because of the long processing delays. So if you, I would not recommend that you wait until right before the EAD expires, even if you have the 180-day automatic extension, because that may not be enough time to cover you until the time that your next EAD is approved. I hope that this has been helpful for you. If you have found it helpful, I hope that you will like this video and share it with a friend. Good luck to everyone. Again, my name is Emily Sumner with Sumner Immigration Law, serving clients in Richmond, Virginia, and throughout the United States and around the world. Take care.